Hello and welcome to another video from the only channel you need to not only survive the current apocalypse but actually enjoy it. And today's video is going to be a continuation of a video series I did a while back about how to start trees. And I think I did 3 videos. One was about how to start them from seeds, one was how to start them from cuttings, and the other was how to start them from shoots. And these are persimmon trees, so they're good for starting from shoots, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Now this is a native persimmon. Native persimmons, most people are familiar with them. They grow pretty far north. Most of the United States has them. And they have these little bitty fruits on them that deers love and people love too. And anyways, if you notice, there's no graft on this because this is a native persimmon. But over here, we've got a Japanese persimmon. And for whatever reason, they graft Japanese persimmons to a native rootstock. And I think a lot of that is that with a cutting and grafting, you can ensure that the tree will produce the kind of fruit you want, but even produce fruit. Because when you plant a persimmon tree, if it's a male persimmon, it will not produce fruit. But you can graft a fruit-producing female top to any kind of rootstock, and the top will produce fruit. Now, if you come over this way, you'll see where a little bitty persimmon tree is coming up. That's not really another tree. Well, it is now, but it wasn't when it first started. It was actually just a growth coming off of the root from that tree. But if you remember what I said, that you'll only get fruit from above the graft, you're not guaranteed any fruit from this because it's below the graft. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this tree and graft it next spring. For right now, the important thing is to move it because it's just a little too close to this persimmon tree. They'll get all tied up in each other and you won't be able to harvest your fruit. So what we're going to do, or what I did in my last video, was I took a shovel, and this was back when the tree was still alive and had a lot of green leaves, and I cut all the way around that to separate this tree from the root of that tree. That way it would allow this tree to stay in its natural position and survive. Because if you just absolutely cut this tree off from that big tree and then move it, that's instant death, especially in a warmer month. There's no way in the world that tree will survive. But you cut the root and then just let it stay there, and in fact water it after you cut the root, and it worked. This thing had nice green leaves on it as long as this one had green leaves. When the leaves fell off of this tree, they fell off that tree. That tells me that this is its own little individual tree now. It is no longer connected and no longer dependent on the mother tree. So I cut around it, and today, since these trees are dormant, I know it's safe to move them. And I had one right here, and I had one right here, and got another one right here. And our rule around here, rule of thumb, is to plant 1 tree a day. That means stick a seed in the dirt or stick a seed in a pot or something every day. And today's day was this tree's day. So he got dug up and moved. And my wife took him out here. Show you where we put him. I say him, but it could be a him or a her. Don't know. But it doesn't matter, because when spring gets here and it warms up enough to where new growth comes on that tree, I will graft it. It'll be my first attempt at grafting, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to work. Seen enough videos, it seems pretty daggum simple. Oh, get down here. This is kind of dry ground, but I've seen persimmons growing in really dry ground, so it's not a big deal. They'll grow, pretty sure. And there you have it. A brand new native persimmon growing way over here. And in about 4 months, it'll be a Japanese persimmon. Got another one over here that I did. That one I just did. And this over here is one that I did yesterday. Doesn't even look like I planted it. I know that they'll grow out here because all across, of course you can't see them because they're dormant, but I've got probably 9 or 10 persimmon trees planted out here with Japanese tops on them, and they all produce fruit this year, all except one, and I think just he'll get his first fruit next year. If you don't want to survive, don't listen to me.